Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sharielle if you're new, and if you're returning, thank you for coming back. Personally, I believe a woman should never date down, and I'll get into further detail of why after my intro. So just to give a little background of why I decided to touch on this topic is because in one of my previous videos, a girl wrote in my comments how she dated down and it basically was a disaster. And I replied, never date down, or something along those lines, and I put a laughing emoji. So later on, some butthurt men replied to my comment. One was like, oh, I thought your parents would teach you better than that. And then somebody else said, oh, if you're not going to date down or if you're going to date up, you're going to have to share. And I thought that was hilarious because when I said never date down, they don't even know what I meant by that. And that's why you can't make assumptions. And that's why you don't always need to comment because you look ignorant. So let's get into my definition of a woman dating down. To me, after a man is around 23 or 24, he doesn't need to know exactly where he wants to be in life, but I do believe a man should have some sort of direction. He should have discipline, he should have work ethic, and he should have common sense. And around that age, women do tend to date down because if a man doesn't have those things, she tries to build a man and make him into the man that he needs to be, and that's dating down. When you're dating somebody and you have a job and they don't, you're dating down. When you have a car and they don't have a car, you're dating down. When they don't have the skill or the ambition to apply to a job or try to get a trade or maybe back into school and you're holding their hand and trying to do those things, you're dating down. And I see a lot of the time women will minimize themselves, or a woman will try to put on her cape and be superwoman and see all this potential in a man where the potential truly does not exist. It's make believe. If he's not making those steps to be that man, you're imagining a man that doesn't exist. Because I personally believe the man should be the head. He should be the leader. And if he doesn't know how to lead himself, he doesn't know how to lead you. So that's what I call dating down. Especially if he's a follower and he's copying his friends, you need to let him go right away. So one of my first examples of a woman dating down is from a movie. And not everyone has watched this, but a lot of people have in the Black community, is Baby Boy. If you've never watched Baby Boy, it's basically a movie about this young man who's trying to find his way, but he's just childish. He's a child. That's why it's called Baby Boy. He lives with his mom. He doesn't have a job. He has two baby mothers, and his second baby mom, her name is Evette. And I know a lot of people don't have this perspective, but I do. I see it a lot of the times like Evette. They're the ones who have their own place. They're the one who can take care of their child because of their baby father not really contributing. They're the one who has a consistent job with health benefits. And I see that a lot with women that date down. They're way more responsible. Even if they are childish like him, they still have their life together before he came into it, during, and after. And this is what I'm talking about. Imagine a world where Evette cut Jody off, she focused on herself, and she would have found a better man, especially if she would have moved out of that neighborhood. And I see a lot of women being stunted because they're in a toxic cycle with this man who just will not grow up. He just can't. He's in this toxic cycle and he's dragging you along the journey, wasting your time, wasting your youth and your potential. And it's just really sad to see because you cannot help raise a grown man. He has to want to do it on his own. And the longer you're with somebody who's not fully developed, who's not mature, who's not doing things to make their life better on their own, you're enabling that man to stay a grown boy. You're enabling him to never have to grow up because you're always picking up the pieces to help him look like he has it together somewhat. But without you, everything would come crashing down. So another example of this is on TikTok. This girl got off of work and the guy she was dealing with was driving her car and was 2 hours late picking her up from her job with her car. And I will just let this play right now.
It's literally always something with this man. Like, if it's not one thing, it's another. You come get me in the car on E. I have to put gas back in it. Then you late to come back and get me. I'm so over this shit. How was you late to come get me? How are you late? No, what do you mean don't start this shit again? How was you late to come get me?
Don't start, man.
Then you got your friends in the car with you and you late. That's why you late. You going to pick your friends up, all of this, smoking the car out.
Bro, watch out. Watch out.
Just get out.
Watch out.
Get out. Get out. You and your friend. Get out.
Who you talking
Y'all
to?
can figure out how y'all gonna get home. Watch out. Get out. Come on.
Let me
Make
get
it
my
quick.
Okay, let me get my Watch out. Get on my list. Come on, gang.
Y'all see this type of stuff that I be dealing with? Like, this is crazy. Then I get in the car and the car's on E again. Like, bro, look at this. It ain't no way I just put gas in here and you come get me on E again. Like,
And this is so tragic to see, and a lot of women have gone through this or are going through this right now, and this does nothing for you but wreck your health and your mental health. There is no stress like stress from a man you're dealing with that's driving you nuts, that's playing you for a fool, that's using you up in every way, and then playing mind games on top of that and gaslighting you. And this is what happens when you date down, because you don't want to be alone so bad that you'll take somebody off the street and let them drive your car while you're breaking your back at work. What sense does that make? It doesn't make sense. That's dating down. And another example of dating down is this TV show I used to watch as a kid called Boy Meets World. It's so crazy because watching this as a child, I really didn't see it for what it was until I saw this particular TikTok that I'm about to play. I just saw Cory and Topanga as a super cute couple, and they loved each other and they were high school sweethearts. But little did I know, Topanga was dating down. And not because Topanga looked way better than him, because she was gorgeous, but it's like she had to minimize herself so he would feel comfortable, and it bit her in the butt in the end. And I'll show you guys what I mean with this TikTok.
Baby, when I tell you the patriarchy put in work to condition us. The writers knew what they were doing. And instead of leaving him after he cheats on her, she passes on Yale on a scholarship and proposes to him in high school.
This is about my grades?
Oh, this is not about your grades.
Yes, it is. It's about you shove your stupid grades in my face, or how you get promoted, or you sell one of my subscriptions. You said I'm a loser, Topanga. I heard it from your big mouth. I used to be able to do a lot of things before I married you. Congratulations. You've killed my spirit. I win. You leave. I win. Bye.
This is what happens. When Cory got the baddest, he felt invincible. And then had the audacity to go on a date. While he was still with Topanga.
Does Topanga know you're here?
No, I told her my ankle is still sore. I lied to my girlfriend because I don't want to hurt her. No, but it was good that I went through this. Because it taught me that liking someone else could never, ever take away from loving you.
Do you have any idea how many guys hit on me?
What are you talking about?
I never needed to test my feelings for you. I moved away from my parents in Pittsburgh to be close to you. Ever since we were little kids, I felt like I belonged with you. And I would have given you everything, Cory.
And that's literally with every baddie. They're so smart and beautiful, they can literally get any guy, but they're the most loyal. And it's the men that they settle for that end up messing around. Their egos get so inflated that they end up being so delusional and not even appreciating the lottery that they just won. They just end up acting like Cory.
So with the first case, you're playing his mother, his life coach, and trying to hold his hand and get him out the mud with all your strength and might. And with this second case, which happens often when you're a woman that's beautiful, or a woman that's intelligent, or a woman who is just thriving in her career, and you try to date somebody that is not confident. You try to date somebody who's insecure, who tries to dim your light, who's uncomfortable and doesn't allow you to be yourself at your full capacity. That is just terrible. Men a lot of the time know they're not good enough for you, and they'll even say it, even if it's in a joking manner. And a lot of the time when you date somebody, and not just looks wise, but you can use looks as an example. Say you date somebody who you know is not good looking enough to date you. It is what it is sometimes. But you give them a chance anyway because you're tired of getting your heart broken by playboys and and men that are fine. So then you try to date somebody who you feel nobody else wants. You start dating this guy, right? In his mind, he's like, oh, I got her. I can get somebody badder, or I can get this girl. Or girls see that you're dating this guy, that you're dating down. His looks are not up to par for you, and you know that. We all know girls find men attractive that are already taken. So now that you stamp this guy and everybody knows he's not attractive, you've made him attractive by dating him, and now girls are trying to talk to him. And now his ego is getting inflated because he really thinks he's that guy and that girls want him, but it's only because you're with him. And another example of that is Love Don't Cost a Thing. With that movie, the popular girl dates the nerd who fixed her car so she wouldn't get in trouble by her parents, and they had to fake date because she couldn't pay him. So they were fake dating this whole time, and throughout the movie you just saw his confidence get inflated, and he forgot that he was a nerd. Nobody cared about him until this girl was dating him, and he got cocky and he started treating her like dirt. And that happens a lot when you date a man who either doesn't look good enough or isn't where he needs to be and he's insecure. He will bring you down. When you date down as a woman, you cut yourself short, you get the short end of the stick, you're not truly fully happy, and you're always trying to appease your partner because you don't want them to feel little, and that's not your job. Of course, you should always big up your man. You should always support him. And sometimes men do go through trials where their income might change or their lifestyle might change. Whatever, things happen. You should stick by your man. But that's not because he was already broken down when you first got with him. You can't get with him already broken down. That's when you're settling. But when your man needs you in a trial or a rough time, there's nothing wrong with that. That's not dating down. That's being a real woman. So I hope this video clarifies what I mean and what dating down really is, because there are women that do make it a financial thing, saying dating down tax bracket wise or lifestyle wise, and some women don't want to date men that aren't rich, and I don't understand that, but I don't care. Like, that's their life, they can do that. But for me personally, it's not really just money, it's all encompassing. You need to have your life together as a man before you should even start dating. And as a woman, if you do date a man who truly shouldn't be dating yet because he doesn't have it all together, you're going to be doing charity work. You're going to be cutting yourself short. And it sounds mean, but it's the truth. You can't complain about men not having it all together if you're still dating them anyway. They won't have a reason to. So that's my point. So I hope this video was helpful and gave more insight on this, because this is a controversial topic, but this is just how I feel dating down is. If you liked my video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification button to see right when I post. Thank you for watching, and you are appreciated.